series we cast today. It depends on how long it takes and how quick the other matches are resolved. And how many matches are left as well. I imagine if there's, the main stream, the B stream, and the C stream, we're all in the same match at that point, we we might be unnecessary at that point in time.
Yeah.
Anyway. TVT, a matchup we haven't had today,
Yeah, this is a day filled with many Protoss versus Terrans. We had some Protosses versus Zerg as well, some TVZ, but never a TVT. So, yeah, let's see if this can live up to some of the previous games that we have casted. But anyhow, spawning here at the bottom right, he's our blue Terran player. He's from Mouse Esports. We just saw him play his match versus Lambo. It is HeroMarine.
Alright, and his opponent in the top left side, a red Terran from Brazil, an honorary Dutchman as well. He is the one and only Kelazhur. Fighting for Team Liquid nowadays, of course.
Yep. By the way, guys, we just kind of randomly entered this match, so didn't get a chance to update the stream title, but right after this game, I'll make sure to update that.
Yeah. The way this works, it's like, it kind of happens, and then you see a lobby link, and you're like, oh dear, they're about to start. Quickly.
Yeah.
Let's just get in before we miss out on the opportunity. Who knows when the next opportunity will be to cast another game. So, you know what, we just, we're getting paid to commentate StarCraft 2. We're going to try to get as much of that done as possible.
Yeah, we're going to try to get you as many games as possible.
And, I believe Cosmos, the Brazilian streamer, was on this one as well. But having some English commentary with it is, it's not too upsetting. Little Reaper assaults here from Mr. HeroMarine. Doesn't get too much done. In fact, he doesn't get anything done. Not a single loss right there from Kelazhur. I was certain he lost at least one SCV. But not even that.
Yeah.
Not even that.
That's a little bit surprising, especially when you have two Reapers. And here
so many low HP SCVs.
Yeah.
Retaliation from Kelazhur doesn't seem to be adding up to much just quite yet. Might send the Reapers into the main base though. That could still be an opportunity here. Okay, doesn't get the Hellion. Reapers fighting them. Oh dear, that is a naughty grenade. Backfiring.
Alright, looks like the Cyclone will go ahead and play a little bit of hide and seek as he tries to find some of those Hellions and Reaper.
Raven coming in from Kelazhur, HeroMarine. There we go, there's his Raven on the way. Kind of like the fact that he does have these two Cyclones just kind of roaming around. Definitely gives him a little bit of an extra kick here. And he's going to utilize that immediately. Just taking out a half-full mule, as well as an SCV. Trying to get himself out of this situation now, though. We'll see how that goes for him. Just trying to make the trade as best as possible. That's pretty good, actually.
Alright, so
That's
all in all,
incredible.
yeah, I guess a little bit of a more efficient trade for HeroMarine overall, but of course not too game ending.
Yeah,
still relatively early in the game, so.
And it is TVT, right? I mean, you overextend for half a second into 3 siege tanks and half your army is gone. So it's, very, very volatile. It's on a knife's edge quite a bit.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I mean, out of all the matchups, I think TVT is the one where the supplies change so drastically. So even if a player is up like 20 supply, it's like in the blink of an eye, it can evaporate.
For sure. I think, well, in the other matchups you have Disruptors, of course, as well, for example, and then for Zerg, the Lurkers are there, but yeah, it's just so much more common for TVT to go into this Marine siege tank setup, right?
Mm-hmm. And the DPS of those Marines just makes it so volatile in terms of supply changes.
Let's see. Coming in right now, HeroMarine is with a little bit of an enclave of units. Looking to expand his territory, perhaps, into a bit of a red natural base. Only one siege tank here. Will be Interference Matrix. One of the Ravens, Kelazhur also locked onto. He needs to keep that alive. Does manage to do so. Doesn't really manage to get any Interference Matrix or spellcasting done himself. Losing 6 SCVs quite quickly. This quicker third base from Kelazhur, kind of putting him in an awkward spot.
Yeah, now Kelazhur is caught in between a rock and a hard place as he can't establish a natural base. I mean, this is going to be so difficult to break out of this contain that HeroMarine has on Kelazhur.
Yeah. The Ravens really is one ticket here. He's got himself a fair amount of Vikings on this side of the field also. HeroMarine only's got the 2 Vikings, and he knows that is a very important thing. Okay, sacrificing his own Ravens, but still standing here with his siege tanks. Kelazhur will clean it up. Oh, another tank shot landing there. Would have killed maybe 2 more Vikings. HeroMarine retreats, putting himself in an economic lead. That's about it for now. That's all the news for the time being. Backing up.
Yeah, looks like both of these players are going to go ahead and try to rebuild. As oh, actually, you know what? Kelazhur getting a bit extra greedy as he's already plotting down that 4th CC. So, no, I don't blame him. I mean, he just won a battle here in front of his base. Gonna assume that HeroMarine is gonna sit back and try to replenish his army there. So, I'm gonna take the opportunity to get just a tad bit greedy.
Yep. Try to combat it here. Sometimes in the TVT matchup, if you do manage to get that next command center a bit before your opponent, of course, you will inch yourself forwards. But you know, you got to keep your army alive as well. Let's hope he manages to do so. There is quite a bit of force being applied to the red units there, together with SCVs starting to drill into them. And you know what? That was handled all right. HeroMarine losing 9 of his own workers. Overall, kind of tying up the series again, or they're tying up the game.
Yeah, I mean, the workers supply definitely a lot more even. But if you look at the army supply, HeroMarine with again a 20 or 15 to 20 army supply lead, and he got the 1-1 upgrade now. The 1-1 upgrade for Kelazhur is about to finish. That will tie up the upgrade. So. Looks like HeroMarine just missed his window just a tad bit here as the upgrades even up. Now, despite the army supply lead here, it's going to come down to tank positioning. And yeah, as you can see, Kelazhur got some great spread on that tank, covering the whole natural there. So it's going to make it really difficult for HeroMarine to break through, even though he does have a decent, solid army supply lead.
Yeah, had the Viking lead there for a while as well. The 2 Vikings versus 0, but Kelazhur making 2 Vikings at a time, you know, were going to be full HP in that scenario. But HeroMarine gets himself out of there before it gets too nasty. Alright, so once more, both players trying to just kind of be in a protective setup here, starting to add up the sensor towers as well, hoping to see any encroachments happening along the potential attack paths. +2/+2. Might be another opportunity here for HeroMarine, right? With that upgrade advantage. Well, this is interesting. Walks into more Marines are there. The surprise, getting a bit surprised itself. Okay. Not much of a tussle, but you know, both players aware of of one another. Since the tower is now pretty much available for HeroMarine in most of his territory, so he's going to start feeling more comfortable walking out and about with his own units. Good scan there, seeing those siege tanks from HeroMarine. Not overextending, just giving chase wildly, right? Without knowing what you're running into. Very important to do in the TVT. Oh, but that's a big anti-alarm missile.
So much Cheeto sprinkles on those Marines there.
Quite a bit. Forced to move backwards. +2/+2, finishing up for Kelazhur, tying that upgrade advantage up. That is just in time once more before another battle seemingly is going to occur here. HeroMarine forcing his way up this ramp. Is that the right call to make? The siege tank's definitely in a solid position right now. Quite a place for contention, but he just doesn't have the Viking numbers here.
Yeah, no Vikings, no Ravens, or anything like that. So the air tech for Kelazhur is going to be superior compared to HeroMarine. Looks like HeroMarine is going to kind of have the advantage on in terms of the ground force. He has more tanks, 9 to 7. Got 37 Marines. We'll make it now 41 Marines to 22 Marines. So, you know, TBT is a game of positioning, and looks like Kelazhur, despite being behind in terms of the ground force, will have the better, you know, siege kind of siege positioning with the air Vikings and the Ravens.
Yeah, I would love to see him add in some Liberators also, right? Just really complete that mixture of air units to start pushing away the siege tanks of HeroMarine. HeroMarine on the other side, though, I mean, he's still doing pretty good also. He's got a healthy economy. He is starting to produce some more Vikings himself. There's really not any reason for him to be all too worried about it. Look at that, 2 more starports. He knows. He's seen the Viking numbers. He's like, all right, let's do something about this.
Yeah, and pretty much that's a smart move. I mean, when you get what seemingly is going to head straight into the later stages of this game, TBT can really be all about the air superiority.
Yeah, superiority.
Yeah. Anyhow, oh, let's hold that thought, as there is a Marine drop here in the backside of Kelazhur's base, and there's absolutely nothing to defend it, as unfortunately there was no sensor towers to spot those drops. Yeah, all of a sudden, both players just trading workers and bases.
Back and forth here. A little bit worried about these Rat Marines. Might be picked off. Kelazhur getting himself a little bit closer. Alright. Alright. Emin is chatting to me as well. But it seems to be all okay. So I'm saying alright. Anyway, these Vikings for Kelazhur still an everlasting threat, not just dumping themselves on top of those siege tanks right there, finding quite a bit of damage. HeroMarine on the run, still has, of course, his reinforcements coming in. Siege tanks in the middle of the map as well, kind of a weird, awkward surprise siege position. Finding some of the reinforcements that are moving in one by one now. This could still be cleaned up. Whoa, wait, will it be? Kelazhur actually starting to move backwards. Feeling quite uncomfortable with that position. So this is how you play TVT. Just put siege tanks in random position and walk back into them.
Yeah, this is sometimes TVT, man. It can get pretty chaotic to the point where you just don't know what's happening.
Right, up onto the top right now. Will this be the moment where the Marines are plentiful enough? There's still the planetary as well. That's going to add quite a bit of firepower if those Marines try to commit up the ramp. Kelazhur with quite a few of those Marines also from his own. All of the medevacts though helping out with the healing. Unlike HeroMarine's boys, they are fully taken care of. The entire German healthcare system having their back. I think he might be starting to gain enough ground here. This is an important base for Kelazhur.
Yeah, if HeroMarine can take down this base of Kelazhur, he's gonna basically cut off any support for the top right bases, those two on the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock. And so it allows HeroMarine to kind of just get on top of it without, and then Kelazhur won't be able to do too much, as this could be he's gonna be met with a bunch of siege tanks seized up. So yeah, very important to save this base here.
Man, those siege tanks from HeroMarine are just everywhere they need to be, aren't they? He's trying to get up that ramp, and then you see Kelazhur moving his army from where HeroMarine knew it was. And that's just siege tank shooting it as it's coming along the tracks there. Very well played by HeroMarine. He is gaining so much momentum now. This is quite the supply lead for him. Taking out a base. Where's the army of Kelazhur? What still remains? Vikings being obliterated as we speak. 34 army supply remains for the Red Terran. And, well, there's still quite a bit more here for HeroMarine.
Yeah, it's more blue streams across the minimap, and there we have it. HeroMarine gonna go ahead and draw first blood as he takes game number 1.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, HeroMarine, one of those Terran players that really does well in the late game. I think a lot of his, because his playstyle is very macro oriented, his games tends to lead to more of longer games, and I think he has had a lot of experience in that situation, and yeah, it showed in that game there.
Yeah, it just has such solid macro. So usually if a game goes longer, against 99% of the other players, HeroMarine is going to want that as well, I would say, yeah. Yeah. Having Kelazhur for breakfast in that one. Well, maybe no inside. You go into trouble here and there a couple of times, but, that was solid stuff. I was worried for HeroMarine here and there when with the Viking numbers and the ad numbers overall. I thought there's definitely quite a lot of wiggle room for Kelazhur to make that work. But yeah, just not meant to be. Okay, number 2, Tropical Sacrifice.
All right.
I guess maybe Gabe doesn't have longer games, he has bigger games. Stream broken? Is the stream broken?
Oh yeah, I forgot to change the title.
Update the title?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead and quickly do that.
Oh. They're asking us to wait.
There. All right.
Who do they want to wait? That's a good question. Oh, I see. It's the wrong one. Okay, so we can go. Kelazhur just needs to get a water bottle. He still has a water bottle. I left mine yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Gym.
at the gym.
Now I'm just running around back and forth to the faucet with a little glass of water. Okay. Did you manage to update the title?
Yep.
Lovely. Lovely. All right, they're ready to go as well. Countdown starting, boys.
And we'll be heading into the map of Tropical Sacrifice. So we'll see if HeroMarine can close it out. Again, this is the deciders match. So whoever wins will advance to the round of 24, while the loser will get knocked down to the knockout bracket. And let's go ahead and update the score and get right into it. As we have here at the bottom left, we got our red Terran player. Looking to tie it up, it is Kelazhur.
Facing off against his opponent on the top right side, the blue Terran. It is, of course, the German biggest of biggest, Mr. Gabe himself, HeroMarine, fighting for Mouse Esports.
Now the question is, how big exactly?
How big? We lack words to quantify the largeness of Gabe, alright? Construction of the universe falls short of the greatness and the bigness that he carries with him. Kelazhur, I mean, he's been making some waves as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's been kind of a staple in the European scene, where you kind of see him in around, never quite reaching like maybe the semifinals or the finals, but I mean, he can take some games here and there off of the top players.
Yeah, and he always looks fearsome as well. That's what I like to see from him. You always feel, sometimes when you see players play against these highest of tier, when they're not quite there themselves, they feel timid in a sense. And Kelazhur just doesn't quite have that. He will still go for those opportunities and just kind of, just play his heart out. Very, like I said, fearsome, it feels like to me.
Yeah, and he's of course joined not Shopify Rebellion, Team Liquid, so same team as Clem, his buddy Clem. And being that Clem also plays Terran, I think he can definitely learn some stuff and get some more practice with him.
It's a quick reversal of fate. The Uno reverse card was played by HeroMarine right there. Having that second Reaper already available. Nothing to worry about with that second base for HeroMarine kind of being produced at the same time. Not being delayed whatsoever. We see the single Widow Mine from Kelazhur. Now, I don't know how much TVT you watch, but do you have any opinions on this Widow Mine that some people make?
Yeah, it seems like the Widow Mine is just to protect the front, so that anything comes up, like maybe he gets surprised by a cyclone or something, so that right now it allows him to just move his Reaper and Hellions into kind of nearer to the main base, where you do see sometimes maybe HeroMarine will send his Reapers into the main base, so it allows him to kind of cover both the main and the natural, it would seem like.
Yeah, I think this is a good map for it as well. That ramp does seem like it can be covered entirely by the single Widow Mine. Off Kelazhur goes with a little drop. Right, yeah, that is entirely covered. some other maps, you know, you see those moments where it's like, well, all right, I have the one Widowmine in the front. I guess that is in TVP as well sometimes, right? And then suddenly the unit's just gonna just barely walk along the edge. And it just opens up a world of trouble.
Yeah. All right, nice coverage there by HeroMarine.
Yeah, knew that this was coming in somehow, or at least kind of had an idea that it could very well be.
Oh man, that was so close right there.
It was.
I was thinking like maybe Kelazhur could like lure the Widowmine into the Hellion, and the Hellion can just like load up into the medevac.
Yeah, I was thinking the same actually. But
yeah.
You don't really see that micro, do you? Has anyone done that before? Have you seen people do that?
Yeah, I think maybe someone like Beyond that pride himself with his micro. Maybe Clem as well.
His third base is quite a lot earlier from HeroMarine rather than Kelazhur. Now, let's take a look at the unit count. 2 siege tanks available for both of them. One more Raven available for HeroMarine, so that's a good sign for him. I guess it's just on the Marine numbers kind of where Kelazhur has him beat. That's going to be a tough kind of thing to try and contain a third base from HeroMarine here. As long as he's on top of his own siege tank movement, right? That's the blue Terran here. You should be able to just kind of grab this location. Kelazhur, with how much later his third base is, I always feel like you kind of want to start trying to apply pressure to that third base, or you just kind of accepting that you're slightly behind.
Alright, looks like Reaper will finally get killed. I think that's the last of any Oh, no, nope. Oh, never mind.
Back in the main base from Kelazhur.
Oh.
Something happened there. Oh, it's a Reaper. I'm still here!
Oh boy.
Nah, not anymore. Just, yeah, the blood of the Reaper just kind of, you know, you don't even notice it anymore with all the, the red going around, all that
know,
ketchup
right?
there. Yeah.
This kind of blends in.
Yeah. Nice defense there for HeroMarine. The Cyclone does get scooted by the medevac now into the main base. Does seem to have found a little opportunity here. Let's see how many units from HeroMarine are going to get pulled. He even gets a siege tank to commit to this position. Is this going to allow Kelazhur to grab a good position on the front, though? That's the question. And it doesn't look like it. Couldn't quite maneuver himself there. And find an opportunity. That is still a terrifying army as well for HeroMarine that he would have been up against.
Yeah, I mean that is well, they're pretty equal in tanks. Looks like Kelazhur has just a tad bit more Marines here. Both players are working with 2 Ravens. But it seems like, yeah, both of them are quite high in the energy count for those Ravens. So looks like kind of a almost an even game.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, you know, the TVT. Misstep on a landmine, pretty much, and, well, splooch. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Alright. Full space for Kelazhur. Full space for HeroMarine on the way as well, but being built in the natural, I believe. I could have a look, actually. Yep, natural. Upgrade difference not as far apart as it was in the previous game. So that is looking pretty nice for Kelazhur here. Doesn't quite have the range on that sensor tower to see this army moving out, but he will be able to spot it with his Marines and medevacs. That's a big deal. HeroMarine quite quickly changes his trajectory, though. That is so many interference matrices. This could be a wonderful fight, but now interference matrix coming in for Kelazhur. helping him out quite nicely, and his siege tanks are going to be available sooner than the ones of HeroMarine. As somehow HeroMarine is now double the army supply of Kelazhur.
Yeah, man, that macro of HeroMarine just kicking in. And he's just a beast.
Sorry, that feels so weird. After that fight.
I know. It doesn't make sense.
He's doing it anyway, Snoopy. Oh, and he comes again. Could be a stroke of genius, or maybe he's losing too many Marines here. Won't be causing any economic damage overall, but he's still getting some valuable trades. Decides to back up. +2/+2, by the way. No one coming in just quite yet for Kelazhur here. I hope he's not forgetting it, because every second ticks by will be an extension of the period where there is that 2-2 versus 1-1.
Yeah, and that does really make a huge difference during those engagements, right? I mean, again, those Marine DPS, they really get boosted up with those upgrades. So HeroMarine, I'm gonna pull quite ahead in the upgrade.
In particular, it's with the Marine versus Marine battles. You're just pretty much always gonna win. Siege tanks still kind of obliterate Marines regardless, but yeah, just the fact that you're gonna be able to win every Marine versus Marine fight, right? That is pretty massive. Oh, siege tanks quickly, siege up, my boys. Interference matrix, well placed. We'll be able to pick that off right now with the siege tanks, I imagine. Will he be able to actually stay in range? It is. Okay, this is trouble now. What are you gonna do? Viking advantage does go to Kelazhur. If he had a Liberator here, he's making 2 of them. He's realized that a Liberator could be his one ticket out of this pesky situation. Until that time arrives, though, he's stuck just kind of mass repairing his planetary float. It's gonna go down, actually. It's like, you know what, we got a new one next to it. We'll replace it later down the line.
I'm wondering if that was a mistake there, like he just forgot to repair or something.
I don't know. Maybe he felt like it's just not worth the investment. He needs his money right now to produce units, and, well, can't fault him for that. This is looking like a lot of trouble. He's got 1 siege tank? Does he have 1 siege tank holding this entire army backwards?
Yeah, just not gonna do it, and I think this tank should be able to be sniped down. Yeah, yep. Auto turret, yep.
And he has the advantage on upgrades, right? So, just stimming in here.
Yeah, I mean,
just win him the game.
Look at how far ahead those upgrades are. I mean, 3-3, pretty much on the same pace as his Kelazhur's 2-2 right now. So, yeah, this is kind of a dire situation for our red Terran friend here.
Yep. HeroMarine showing that he's still in a pretty good spot right now, skill level. And definitely showing his dominance in the TVT matchup. Had a bit of trouble against Lambo earlier today. That was a ungodly amount of Banelings and Zerglings.
Yeah, that is true.
You gotta give him that.
But yeah, historically, HeroMarine has been quite strong in the TVT matchup. We have seen in the previous DreamHack, we saw him defeat Clem to reach the, I believe, the semifinals. And yeah, he's very well versed in that matchup for sure.
Yeah, definitely one of his strong suits. He's starting to add in, you know, he's got the money now to spare. He's just starting to add in more Ravens, more infrastructure, like more command centers, you know, extra planetaries as buffer. He's getting himself the extra starports to reproduce his air army much more quickly than Kelazhur. He's dotting all his I's, crossing his T's. And, well, we may not have the 2 upgrade advantage anymore, but that's going to come back in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, just give a little bit of time.
Just a little bit of time. Army supply is still very close though, you know? And this is TVT. So if HeroMarine does take a terrible fight, that is how we can still see Kelazhur in this. But it would have to be quite a horrific fight, as, you know, as we mentioned before. This is the start of a bad fight, actually. Retreat through the rocks, everyone. This is an awkward spot he just got himself in. Does set up the siege. Don't think you can really push into this as Kelazhur. But what's I talking about when I zoned out? Before I zoned out?
Well.
Anyway. Moving along.
Well, the 3-3 has finished for HeroMarine, so for the time being, he's gonna be ahead on that. Will he take advantage? Right now, he's just sitting back, which I don't know. I feel like he should be on the offense, but it's kind of hard when you're attacking someone who's got like a billion jillion sensor towers, and you can kind of get into position wherever you are.
Yeah, for sure. It's the thing in TVT, right? It's the one matchup we really have this in, where both players can just put down those buildings. Will just kind of give you a little bit of a map hack. Then again, I guess you could call creep a similar thing.
Yeah, they're what we call legal map hack.
Yep, exactly. It's not bad if it's allowed. If the rules say you can, you can. It would be very strange if tournaments were like, at some point, like, let's just make our own rules. We know it's in the game. But if you spread creep this much, you're gonna get disqualified. It's just... it's too much. Oh. Alright, bit of a stalemate situation. Everything's still to play for us. The map is divvied up in two. HeroMarine, you know, he is getting himself a bit of a bigger bank. Definitely allowing him for a bit more wiggle room. Starting to send in the SCVs. That is no mistake, guys. That is not a misrally. He just wants more army supply. I know you were panicking there, Snoopy.
No, I was actually going to say either that or he just really hate probes. Oh, sorry, SCVs.
You are a Protoss player.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. He really hates those probes. Doing the same thing here for Kelazhur. Coming in at a nice timing here when you have those siege tanks, kind of giving some cannon fodder. Thus maybe getting a bit of a better trade here in the end. Kelazhur's supply, 140 right now. Still in the orange. This could be bad, actually, man. This is looking like a breaking point.
Yeah, I mean, we got 24 Vikings here for HeroMarine versus only the 8 Kelazhur. So, yeah, this is looking quite disgusting.
10 Ravens. He's got more Ravens than Kelazhur has siege tanks. He's got more Ravens than Kelazhur has siege. Well, some of them are dying right now, but that's disgusting. If he waits up with his energy, right? If those were full energy Ravens, he could he interference matrix all of the siege tanks like 3 times over?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. As he is coming forwards, the pain train coming into town. See how well he finds his way through the, well, still siege position of Kelazhur. There it is. That's this answer.
Yeah, this is the slow push, the slow turtle push of death, as HeroMarine looking to close out this series and head into the round 24. And there we have it. GG is forced, and HeroMarine, he takes the series lead. Oh, sorry, the series win with a 2-0 victory.